All right, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Living the Dream podcast. Today on the show, we have Teresa Moerer, who is a PT, author, coach, consultant, and artist. Teresa, how you doing?
Oh, really, really good. Really good. Thank you for having me here.
Yeah, of course. No, thank you for coming on. And we like to jump right in. So if you could start with just telling us a little bit about yourself and some of the things that you like to do for fun, that'd be great.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm actually, this is my second career and I'm 60 years old and I live in Iowa, in Northeast Iowa. And for fun, I'm married with three children, and the children are growing and they're all over the country. So we love to travel and see them when we can. And so that's one thing we do for fun, or I do for fun, is I go visit my kids, and they're in interesting cities, and like Los Angeles, New York, and Minneapolis. So we just have a good time. I love to walk around. That's one of the things I love to do, is just walk around cities and explore. And we call it kind of our walk and talk, So do that. I also started oil painting, and kind of for fun. It was kind of therapeutic for me. And I teach creativity for the brain, and to keep your brain creative and flexible. And I thought, I need to do something creative. I need to create something because I'm teaching people this. So that's kind of what I do for fun, but it has also turned into part of my business now. So I do that. I love to cook, but I don't cook much anymore. And I love to be outdoors and garden and hike and things like that. So, but I would say like travel is on the top of the list.
I love it. Sounds like you live a full and fun life there.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, tell us a little bit more about what you do as a PT, author, coach, and consultant.
Okay. I spent, 36 years as a clinical physical therapist. And I enjoyed that, but I always felt like my creative side wasn't being fulfilled. I just could not meet that creative need I had, in physical therapy. So I took a lot of different jobs. Actually, in the last 36 years, I've had like 14 jobs. When I would get, when I felt like I had maxed myself out in a job, I would just go on to the next one and learn, from other therapists, and learn, new strategies and techniques. And so I did that. And now I am pivoting into being an author. I wrote a book called The Art of Assisting Aging Parents. And about 15 years ago, I kind of put a framework around a method that I found in physical therapy that helped me actually kind of fed my creative side. And what that was multidisciplinary group therapies. And we had, occupational, physical, and speech therapists all working together with a group of patients and providing them with these exceptional experiences. And, now, thank goodness, we have all the research that tells us why this is so beneficial to us, to be face to face and to interact with each other. It actually enhances the therapeutic experience. So I put a framework around that. And it was about 13 years after that, I decided to write a book and put it into the book. So I did that. And that is when I started to know that I could pivot out of being a clinician, and teach people from all kinds of industries about this method it's to achieve optimal health and function. And basically you just, improve your mental and physical space. And I have a lot of different strategies and tools and techniques that I teach people.
Gotcha. I love that. And you called it multi-dimensional group therapy?
Yeah, multidisciplinary group therapy. Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And tell us a little bit about your motivation for making that pivot and what gets you up and keeps you going every day.
Okay. Yeah. I think I was motivated to change because just all these years being a physical therapist, although, it is an extremely noble profession and it is a wonderful profession, but I just kept having these feelings like there's something missing, for me. So I kept pursuing my goals is really what I did. I just set goals, and say like one of them was writing the book. And another one was, getting those group therapy treatment sessions. I made up a lot of those, for the patients. So I had that going. And then I developed a course for physical, occupational, and speech therapists that deals with group therapy treatments. So I did that. So I just kept on, setting these goals, achieving them. And, there were a lot of days when I really didn't know where I was going and what I was, I didn't know the path. I knew I was on a path, but I wasn't sure exactly, where I was going to end up. And I got into a couple of business schools, and those were wonderful. And then I decided that I needed to kind of step back and kind of follow like what I wanted to do. Because I kind of felt like I had a lot of answers within me, but I kept looking for other people to give me the answers. So then I started asking myself, the questions. And then for me and my creativity, that's kind of too when I started doing more painting and actually being creative. When you're creating something, you get a rush of dopamine, it makes you feel good, So just the joy that I've received from painting has actually propelled me onto almost a new path. And I'm kind of combining these things together now to educate people, and actually, And, actually what it is, it's a proactive aging process. And we really all need to be proactively aging, even starting in your middle ages, we need to age well. So
what do you mean by proactively aging?
Well, that's kind of what I teach in I call it Experi-Age, because I believe in, experiences are vital at every age to grow, your body, brain, and spirit. So the proactive aging is putting all the health strategies into place. I teach like either 6 or 7 non-negotiable health strategies that we all need to do every day for our bodies and brains. And most of them, unless you want to get a gym membership, most of them don't cost any money. You just have to take a little bit of time, to do these. And then like you're saying, what gets you up in the morning? And that's part of my program. I help people find their strengths, and I help them connect with their life vision. And, during our life, I think we have that one life vision that we're kind of born with, and it's almost like when you're a kid, you're like, I was made to do this, this is the real me. But, after all these years pass and you start, you're meeting, other people's expectations, or, you get busy, if you get married, have a family, raising children, you get busy, and those are wonderful, wonderful things to do. But there's still that, vision inside or purpose inside you that really does need to be expressed. So, I teach people about that, and that's all part of this proactive aging, because it's really good for your brain to, stay creative and flexible and learn. And that's what keeps we call the neural networks in your brain, that keeps them strong. And the neuroplasticity means that you can build new neural networks. So, it's just all about the brain and the body. And, you want to be proactive rather than reactive, because, you can choose which one you want, but you can either be proactive and age well, or, if you don't, then you're going to be reactive, and you're going to be reacting to all these, say, even chronic illnesses that you might develop, So that's what I mean by proactive. It's just getting in the game, staying, doing the best things you can for your body and brain.
I love that. I love that. Well, awesome. Tell us about your vision for your life and your consulting, coaching, speaker business.
Okay. Yeah. And for me, I had that passion when I was a young child, actually. I had the passion of being like compassionate towards people. I saw, I was always analyzing people and, analyzing their situations and thinking, well, how could this be better? Or, I really felt for people if they were grieving or if they were, had some life circumstance that, was a hard life circumstance. So, I paired that with the science and became the physical therapist. But when I've been talking so much, I'm almost forgetting where I'm going with this now. But yeah, so getting back to that passion, I want to help people be, with their personal development. That just lights me up to help people personally develop. So that's still part of my vision. And that's where this new business is leading me to help people in all industries, even like architects and designers. They work on the physical space, the psychologists and other, therapists, they work on the mental space. And, I put these all together to help people, just age well, because if you can kind of look at it this way, we all need to be safe, but if we're like in the environments that I work in with, say, like the elderly, we want them to be safe. But if we just have them be safe all the time and never challenge their body and brain, then they're going to start declining. So there's kind of a happy medium, between safety and let's do some challenging activities every day to really, again, help us be proactively aging well. So that's where I'm at with that. And I know, like you kind of talked too about the bucket list and things like that. And I've started to kind of work on that a little bit. But yeah, definitely, my career now is taking me into that kind of the coaching, consulting, and the speaker.
Gotcha. I love it. And so what are some of the things on your bucket list, if you want to share any of them? You don't have to.
Okay. Yeah. Well, my bucket list right now, like, just contains like, I probably want to work for about 10 more years. Like I said, I'm 60. We'll probably might work till I'm 70. But what I would like to do is have a business that was functioning well, and to, get into our forever home and get settled and, do the traveling. I would love to have enough money to take my family to Europe and, discover Europe and things like that. So that's kind of on my bucket list. And I also tell people that one of my things that I'm doing right now is I'm doing some day trading. And the reason I'm doing that, is because that was on my bucket list. And, I'm so happy that I put that on my bucket list, years ago. I kept thinking, oh, someday I would just love to do some day trading, and then what happened? The pandemic, the market dropped, and I got busy, and I love it. I actually love it. And I called it one of my 3 part-time jobs that I have here at home. And I trade stocks every day. And I do that for my brain, because I teach people to do something new, learn something new, stimulate your brain daily. And that's one of the things I do. So I'm kind of happy I had those goals and had that bucket list.
Yeah. I love that. My brother's a day trader.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I lit up like that, because you don't hear a lot of people day trading. There's usually some negative stuff around day trading.
Yeah.
Always happy to hear about another day trader. I did a little bit of trading a couple years ago, and I went more focused on real estate. And that's still kind of where I'm going. But day trading will always be like something I do because it's just fun.
I think it is too.
It's a lot of fun, and you can also make a lot of money when you get really good. And so I don't know. I love day trading. It's something I'll be doing for the rest of my life. And, you know, a lot of people have kind of given me some advice of like, get really focused on one thing and like hone in on that one thing. I'm like, yeah, I'll do that. And I'll be really effective at one thing. But also I like day trading. And also I like this. So I'm going to do those things too.
Yes. Yeah. That's exactly. I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's awesome. Thanks for sharing that. What really caused you to take the first step towards really pushing for this, you know, doing the PT thing on your own, the speaker consultant thing on your own? What really gave you that push?
Yeah. And I think I took my first step. I was actually helping my mom, taking care of her. And she actually lives in a different state than we do. But my husband, he's very much of a family man. And he said, you know, just go help your mom, you know, for a while. So I did. And at that point, you know, there were so many people coming up to me and my sister saying, you know, what can I do for my aging parents? So I decided, I thought, you know, I really should put that framework into a book. And that was my first step. I signed up actually with Author Academy Elite, and I started writing a book. And then I thought, you know, I could make a business off of this. And like I said, the path, I didn't know, you know, I knew I was on a path. I didn't know the journey, but I do believe life is a journey, and I'm happy it's a journey because I don't want an end to this. That wouldn't make any sense if there was an end, you know. So I'm enjoying the journey, but yeah, that was a first step.
I love it. And if there are one or two people you can meet right now, or one or two types of people that you can meet, that would really help you take the next step towards scaling this and helping as many people age well as you can, who would those people be and how would they help you?
Yeah, that's a tough one. Yeah, I would say that who I'm looking for right now is just a group of creative people that really are open to, you know, learning something new, learning a method that will change their lives and how they, you know, how they run their business or how they make their products. And it has to be people that are kind of hungry to succeed. And that's who I think, you know, I think they're going to help me propel my business to the next level. I really know a lot of the strategies and tools because of the business schools I was in. So I know that. And it's just finding those creative people that want to go for this. And, you know, I've taught this to my patients, I've taught it to therapists, but I would, you know, I'm just looking for other industries to bring this into.
I love it. Well, awesome. Name the most important one or two things that everyday people can do to help you accomplish your dreams.
I would say, you know, just by giving me referrals, you know, for people, like if they have a friend that's in a business that, you know, I could work with, that would probably be the number one thing. It's just getting some good referrals, and also just getting on the phone with me to see if this is for you. I know I do offer like a free 20-minute strategy call that, you know, if people want to do that, but you know, sometimes we don't know what we don't know. And it's good to be open to different ways to do things. And, you know, I do believe like the first part of my teaching and my education is to get to know yourself. And I know a lot of people do that. I feel like I have my own signature course or signature way to do this that is very effective. And I don't know, I just, I want to see people enjoy life and live it to the fullest. So I just want to get in front of people that really can use this product of mine.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it. Well, now we're going to jump into our Thriving 3. So our first question is, What's your favorite book, movie, or podcast? Pick one.
Okay, I would say movie, and it might be kind of cliche, but It's a Wonderful Life. I never get tired of that movie, and and I think again, it's kind of about personal development, and people being people, and then at the end, all this personal development happens, And if I can just mention a book, and I have rarely read a whole book through lately, but I've been reading Malcolm Gladwell's, Blink and Outlier. And again, it's just about how people become more. And, I enjoy that stuff. It's that personal development that just really turns me on. I'm really, really curious about how humans function and how they can function better.
Yeah, absolutely. This question might intrigue you, or it might be something that you've thought about before. What is the catalyst? Let me add some pretext before I ask the question. A lot of times, when you're in your position or you're in my position, you come across people that don't want to be helped. And the common narrative that I continue to hear is that you can't help people that don't want to be helped. So my question to you is, since there are people that have gone from not wanting to be helped to wanting to be helped, what is the catalyst that brings people to the point of asking for and receiving help?
Okay, yeah, that's a good question. Yeah. I would say, and in my profession, every now and then a difficult patient showed up, and a lot of times people, therapists don't want to work with a difficult patient, and I was one that I did because I'm an analyst. I love puzzles. And to me, it was just like a puzzle. How am I going to get this patient to work with me? And I want to see this patient so badly get to 100% that I've got to figure this out. So I knew that, it couldn't be, it's not like it's my way or the highway. That doesn't work, So I would analyze the patients. And this is actually with one of the theories, educational theories that I teach. But, first I've analyzed myself and then, analyze the patient and see, where we can meet, together and, how I can, it's almost like, what their strengths are. I work with people's strengths because that gives you some good feedback and you have to be winning during the day or you're not going to keep going. So you have to have these little wins. So I would find their strengths, help them get a win, and then, and then move on to the next win. And then we would get the next win and, and try to keep it really positive. Sometimes I did have to get face to face with them and just say, if you don't start working with us, we're not going to be able to work with you, And also sometimes it was just like insurance is going to kick you out of this building if you don't work with us, and that was almost, you don't want to be, it wasn't like we were being threatening. It was just like, this is the truth, if you don't want to work with rehab. And sometimes that, they would change their mind. They're like, well, yeah, I do want to work with rehab. So that's what I try to do. Get those little wins going and just keep finding, how people can win. And once they get into that mode of, winning, it's kind of a snowball effect. And then then they achieve, what they want to achieve.
Love it. Thanks for that answer. Well, awesome. What is one way you like to care for yourself?
Well, right now I would say it's a painting. I'm just like overly obsessed, almost with painting. But that's how I can unplug from the world. I mean, literally, I'll put the classical music on my phone. So I'm not even looking at my phone. If I'm looking at my computer, it's because I have a picture up there that I'm trying to work off of. So I unplug from the emails, the phone, and I'm by myself. And I'm mindful. I'm doing my mindful activity, which is good for your brain. It actually grows your brain to be mindful. So I'm very much involved in my activity, like say mixing paints. What color do I need? Where am I going to put this paint? So that's really about me when I paint. And I like that. I like that, that's my me time. And then, that's my little win for the day.
Love it. I love it. And what is one action step you can take right now or continue to take to really reach as many people as you want to reach and get that group of creative people together that you're trying to get together?
Well, yeah, I have to do more reaching out to people and doing follow-up. I'm meeting some amazing people, but it's that follow-up step that sometimes I let go of. And that's what I need to do more of right now.
Yeah, I feel that. What do you think is stopping you from consistently reaching out to the extent you need to, but primarily following up?
Yeah, I think it's sometimes I still have that fear of rejection, or it's almost like that imposter syndrome shows up every now and then. And sometimes, even though I've done this for 36 years with people, and maybe it's a different mode, but sometimes I think, do I know what I'm doing? Do I, am I doing the right thing? So I think it's a little bit of a self-doubt, which is totally kind of ridiculous in a way. But I think sometimes we find excuses to hold ourselves back. So I think that would be mine.
Yeah, gotcha. Have you ever read Who, Not How?
No.
Gotcha. It is a great book. And it told me that procrastination is a really good thing. Mm-hmm. It's really bad if you don't learn from it, but it's really good if you seek the wisdom that it has to bring. And it said that when we procrastinate, it's because there's something that's like inherent in us that is like rejecting that activity. And instead of trying to do that activity and procrastinating and failing and hitting that negative rabbit hole, we should find a who for our activity. So the idea is to partner with somebody who that activity like gives them energy, because like physical therapy or like helping people with self-improvement gives you energy. So you don't procrastinate when it comes to that. But like following up, blah, like who wants to do that?
Yeah.
There's somebody out there that loves to follow up, that if you could partner with them in a way that would be mutually beneficial, it might work out for both of you. Just thought.
That's a great tip. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. No, of course. So yeah, anyway, those are all the questions that I have. Is there anything else you want to chat about before we sign off?
Not really. But I do want to say thank you for having me. It's been a real pleasure to talk to you tonight.
Yeah, no, of course. Thanks for coming on. It was fun to chat with you, and thanks for answering my question about the catalyst. I'm experimenting with getting some newer questions in here because there are some that I want to replace, and that is one of them.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So thank you for answering that, and it worked well. So I might be adding it in future podcasts. Who knows? But awesome. Teresa, thank you so much. If you guys are listening to this podcast and you loved what Teresa had to say, make sure to reach out to her and also send her any referrals of. Now, are you looking for people that are trying to work with their aging parents, or like professionals that work with aging parents, or both?
Yeah, it could be either or. Yes. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, sounds good. If you guys know anybody that fits that description, or you fit that description, make sure to reach out to Teresa, get that 20-minute call in, and help grow her business, as well as help all the aging parents age proactively. So Teresa, thank you for coming on. Guys, thank you for listening. As we always ask, send this episode to 1 to 2 people you know need to hear the message, and shoot us a 5-star review on iTunes. On that note, we're out.